our corner series. Stay tuned for a segment from our classic rock prog segment for a guitar tutorial on the chords of Pink Floyd's "Wish You Were Here." Last week we did the solo, the short little solo in the beginning. I'll probably play that again, and I'm going to show you about 5 or 6 concepts in this that'll enable you to play it. So I shall be right back. Instagram, switch over to YouTube, String Sound Studios. You can see what I'm doing better and chat with us. All right, here we go. Here's Play Like a Pro.
At String Sound Studios.
Let me know what you hear out there. So you think you can tell heaven from hell? Hey, okay, so we're at this again. I apologize if you were watching before on Instagram or anything else. We had some technical difficulties. I tried it again, and something else happened. So got it all straightened out now. We should be able to go right through this, hopefully smoothly. Hi, Mike Violette of String Sound Studios. We are streaming to you from multiple platforms. Facebook, from two channels of Facebook, from YouTube, from a whole bunch of obscure things. Let's see, we got things powered by Reed. We got Vaughn, we got Africa, so a whole bunch of things. All right, and please remember to subscribe to all our social media. We're on TikTok, we're on everything: Instagram, Facebook, TikTok. Please subscribe to Vimeo. It's a great platform, although we're not live streaming from that. I host all my videos there as well as on YouTube. When you do these live streams, or when I do these live streams, they become videos on everything, okay? So as long as I don't delete them, they're there forever for you to watch. So that's why we say live and archived. And they're all for your learning experience. And they're free. I mean, you could donate on my website and go, to my Buy Me Some Picks. To help me out, because I do all this stuff for free. All right, again, I apologize, and we're going to get right into it because we had some technical difficulties. So let's get going. First things first. All right, I discussed 5, 6 concepts or so, all right? A lot of first and second position chords. The introduction has a lot of riffs in it, okay? So you'll play a lot of riffs with the chords. Instagram, switch over to YouTube or whatever else, and I'm going to stream in here, or zoom in so you can see. What's my favorite Rammstein? I don't know. I can't read that. Rammstein song? Sorry. Rammstein song? I don't know. Let me know. And I'm not familiar with that group. And Sade? Okay. People are chatting. Let me know. Send me some requests, and I will take a look at some of those requests that you have there. And if you want, I will do them. Just tune in. Here we go. Can ask some questions in a little bit while, and let me get going here. All right. So now we're moving along here, and I'm going to set myself up on this. So that's another thing. We have common tones with common fingerings, right? And I can set myself up here. The first chord is going to be an E minor 7 chord. Then I'm going to go to a G without. It's the best group in the world? All right, so according to you. I'm sure they're good. I will check them out. All right. I know a lot of stuff. I'm not familiar with everything, but I will check them out for you, and I will do a tune. I will check them out. All right. So anyway, let's go. I'm going to start from here, and I'm glad you're watching, and you're hopefully an aspiring guitar player, and you can learn from this. I'm going to start here, all right, and we got this here. We'll take a look at this riff here. All right, we got this. So I'm going to start out on the A here, hammer this, open D, go to the E here. Let's take a look at that again. Watch this. So I got this. Now, what you have to look for when you're doing this is you got to locate B3 with your ears and tapping and clapping, because the other riffs are going to come after that. All right? So much of this, they come in on the and of 3. And on the chords, if you listen, we have this rhythm like this. So it's da, 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 da. And then on the and of 3, we play a riff. Well, I would get this. I'm going to play it down here where I'm supposed to. Then my riff comes in. So now I'll play it here so you can see. 3, go. So if you look at the way I come off that E minor chord, yeah, that E minor 7 chord, yeah, that's fine. StringSoundStudios.com contact. You can go there. Yep, and you can send me stuff. Thank you very much. Twitch people. Is that a Twitch person? Twitch. Twitch is awesome. All right. So let's get back to it. So that's, you have this. On coming off that E minor chord, I have this. Then my G. So that D is taking place. Don't strum the chord on 1. I'm going to play those that 2-bar phrase. Ready? 1, 2, 3. So if you take a look what I did at the end of the G chord, first of all, the first beat of the G chord is this D, right? And then same rhythm. This low G is going to come in. Low G is going to come in on the and of 3 again. So we have this on the G chord. Pretty much the same thing the next 2 bars, right? Oh, we're going to take a look at we're going to play through the first 4 bars, and then it goes to an E minor 7 to an A sus 4. Let me play it from the edge, which is the beginning. All right. And I thank Tune Boss for tuning in. Hopefully you're still watching. And I will take a look at that band and hopefully do a tune. And we'll get back to you, and I'll write you and say, hey, I'm doing this tune. All right. 1, 2, and 3. Okay, now we're there. So we did two bars of E minor 7 G, okay, and then another 2 bars E minor 7 G. So it's E minor 7 1 bar, G, then E minor 7, then G. So take a look at that. Now, when we get back to that E minor 7, it's going to be a bar of E minor 7, and it's going to be a bar of A7 sus4. Okay? I'm going to zoom in just a little more so you can see what I'm doing a little better. A lot of first position chords here. So here we go. E minor 7. All right? All right, let's take a look. Because now we're going to the A7 sus4. So we have this. What is the big difference between E minor 7 and A sus4? Really not much. Or A7 sus4? Really not much. Okay? What we're doing is we're just adding this A bass. We get this sound, okay? A7 chord, A7 sus4. Doesn't resolve to an A7 though. That sound. We have the E minor 7. I believe there's a 12 string in here on the actual recording of Pink Floyd. You have 12 string, there's 2 guitars going on, right? Very cool intro, very mysterious, very ghosty out there. So what we have going on now is we're just going to come from the E minor 7 to the A7 sus4, all right? Again, these are common tones, all right? And we're kind of calling this A7, one of the other concepts we're doing here, I'm calling it a secondary dominant, where in the key of G, we have an A7 chord, right? My A7 chord is not in the key of G, it's a non-diatonic chord in the key of G, right? So what we're doing is we're using, it's kind of a substitution chord in a sense. It's called a secondary dominant, right? Because where does A7 want to go? Well, my A7, it really wants to go to D, but I'm going back to an E minor 7 chord. So I got like an A7 chord, right? Let's go to E minor. It's going back to the 6th chord in the key of G. All right? Here we go. From the E minor 7. Let's stop on that A7 sus4. Plays the bass note. Now this beat 3. All right, this comes in on 4. There's no and of 4 and of 3. You could play something on the and of 3, keeping it uniform with what else you're doing. For example, on the A7, go like this. Right? So put an E there, all right? Remember, beat 3 is king here. Everything's after beat 3. Why don't we do that on the A7 chord? Because 2 of the A7 chords are different, all right? So we have this. We're going to play an E here. All right, so I want to put that E there again, which I'm already on. Just pluck it. A7. Now the last A7, okay? The last A7 before that G chord, he's getting close to the, then the solo's going to come in after the G chord, okay? We're going to focus on that. We're going to focus on the last line here from the pickup of the last A7 chord. So we have this. Now again on the A7 chord, let's keep it uniform. I didn't play it that time. Right? Well, let's play a D, and then we can go to this last riff, which comes on 4, and it's a group of 16th notes. All right? So let me show you at the very A7 chord before he starts strumming and then it goes to the C chord and the solo and all that, all right? So, oh no, the C chord comes in on the verse. He goes back over this whole thing, that's the solo. But let's take a look at the A7, what I'm going to do there. Lastly, the A7 before the solo comes in. He does go to G, right? I'm confused. Yeah, he does go to G. No, I'm correct. I was correct before. He does go to G. I can hear it. And then he plays a bar or two of that, and then he goes to the solo. Okay? Similarly in the verse. Here we go, the last A7. Then your G chord comes in. All right? So I'm going to take it from the beginning. I'm going to play that whole 8-bar intro. All right, and then it goes to the G chord for a few bars. I got music here. Yeah, he goes to the G chord for 2 bars. Then he comes back in. If you're playing the chords and doing the accompaniment, he does almost the same whole intro over the solo. And remember, I did the solo last week, so you can learn the solo too. There's just too much to do here. Do the solo, and do the chords, all right? I'm going to take it from the beginning. You know what? I'll play with the looper. Got the solo, right? A little off there. I'm having trouble hearing my headphones here. But I shall continue. All right, so now we're going to go to a G chord. You're going to play that same thing. So the last 2 bars before the solo comes in, you have a G chord. Right? I want you to kind of strum like this. On the G chord, so get this going. Hold it, right? You can do that. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. Da, 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 da. Trying to keep these rhythms a little bit simpler. Sometimes it's very faint. He's playing different rhythms in there, yeah, but it's very faint. It almost sounds like he's not playing. You got to listen to this tune closely. Let's play things on the beat, and you can kind of do it your own way. Establish that timing. So you have this. All right, and then the solo comes in. So we're not going to teach the solo. Remember, again, I did a solo last week. Okay, we did the solo. Basically, what happens is you play that whole section again if you're doing the accompaniment. And then we get into the verse. Now, in the verse, I'm going to play, it's about the rhythm, okay? Play that whole thing, you do the G chord. When he comes in singing, you have this C, okay? So I want you to try this rhythm here. Mind you, right before the verse comes in, he only plays 1 G chord, okay? Listen to the form of this. Before the solo, he plays 2 G chords, plays the solo, which is the same progression as the beginning. He plays 1 G chord, then he goes to the verse. Now, in the verse chords, I want you to do this, right? Just keep it simple like that. 1. So he's going, so. So what am I doing there? I'm doing a quarter note, right? I'm doing a quarter note. And then I'm doing a group of 16th notes on beat 2, a quarter note again, and then 2/8 notes. So when we're going ba, 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 ba. I'm going to play the rest of the song rhythm like that. All right? You want to keep that whole thing going like that. So let's take a look at some of the chords. We're first going to start on the verse with the C chord. All right? Watch the rhythm. All right, so I went to a G chord. Play your C chord like this. If you're not familiar with the C chord, I got 3, I got 2. This string's open, and I got 1 here. Remember, I said first and second position chords. A lot of this we have common tones. Here, I'm switching to this form of C because that's what he does. All right, and then I'm going to a D. Now, this is a D with an F sharp in the bass. Let's hold off. Yes, I can play it. Okay, let's hold off on doing that. It's a D with an F sharp in the bass. A little bit tricky. I want you to learn the song first. I mean, if you can do that, fine. Coming from a C chord. But more about the rhythm. So let's focus on that rhythm, and I'll take you through each chord. I'll do the first 2 chords of the verse again. So I have this. One more time, and then we'll talk about a few chords. There's a few more chords in the song. If you got the intro and you got the verse, you got most of the song down. Okay? You just got to be able to play along with it. So I have this. First 2 chords of the verse, where you start singing so. Ready? What do we do after that? We go to an A minor chord. Here's an A minor. You got your D chord. Remember when you play a D chord, okay, you have open, this 1, 3 here, and 2 here. All right? You got to keep this out of the way of this. When people play chords like this, one of the issues is you have to play in your fingertips, but where on your fingertips you're going to play. Okay? It depends on your angle, and you'll learn that. You kind of learn that subconsciously, but I'm telling you, I guess after a while, you're playing, wow, I can't get it. But I'm telling you how to do it so you don't have to listen to your subconscious here. All right? When you do this D chord, you don't want to play close to the nail for most people. Okay? You want to play back a little bit. All right? Let's say, and this goes for all chords. You want to play something like that. All right? Look at that finger there. See that? You want, because what's going to happen, you're going to run into this. I see it all the time. You're going to run into that string. This is why you got to be around. This is why you got to be able to play square on your fingertips with good arches, all right? Because I need to get this. I have this and this. Those aren't the... What happens is this. Got to get around. Notice how I pull my arm in, okay? I'm not like this. I'm pulling my arm in a little bit. So I'm staying a little more square, all right? All right, let's continue. So we go from a D, okay? Same thing on, we go to the A minor chord. Here's my A minor. I have open, 2, 3. Now let's stop with a minute of that. All right, I said, oh, you got to play close to the fret. Well, you do. But in certain instances, you can't play close to the fret on all the chords. Best place to play is close to the fret, right? Easiest place to play, best sound. So we got to back this up a little bit. Get this one close to the fret and get that as close as possible. And then 1 here. Again, keep it out, or you're not going to get, keep up there, all right? You're not going to get this E note. Here's my A minor chord. Let's go through. We got C. I'm just going to strum the chords. D. A minor. Your choice of a G. We've been playing it like this. Might be a good idea to go to the G like this at this point. Why? Because we're going to go to a D. It's easier to get to the D. Rather than go like this, I'll play my G like this. I'm flipping back and forth. Okay? Always look for that. What's the easiest way to get to the chord? Now, I go from a C chord. Sometimes if I'm playing a C chord like this, and I go to a G chord, I might just go like that. Of course, if the music calls for it, you have to go like that. Put this in. That G, to me, doesn't make that big of a difference. All right? It's a G chord. You want to put the play like this or this. However, look at where you're coming from. Make sense? All right, so far we have a C chord, a D, A minor, put that low E in if you want, then a G chord, back to the D, to a C. When you're going from C, now we're going C to A minor. Check it out. A lot of common tones in there. All right? So, we have some slash chords, like other notes in the bass. Play the A minor. But let's take a look at this. C chord. Now, I'm going to go to an A minor chord. What you got to kind of do is slide this back a little bit and get that in there. I know when people do this, they try to get this in here and keep that there. You're never going to get it because you're above the fret here. So it's always, do you have to slide your hand back a lot? No. Realize when you go to the A minor chord, if you're playing a C like this, everything's up again, right? I got two common tones. That's another concept, all right, we talk about in here. Common tones. I got this, which is my E. I got my open G, right? And I have my C. Now, the G is not going to be common, because I'm going to close that up with the A. But I have this and this. Common tones with common fingerings. And we're going from a C chord to an A minor chord. So it shares a lot of the same notes, especially the C and the E. Okay? So remember, we're going to play C chord. Then I'm going to go to here, and I pull this back just a little bit. I get my A minor. Now, I'm going to play all of these chords just in whole notes. Then we're going to do it with the rhythm. So watch. Here's your verse. D. A minor. Throw the E in on that. G. A minor. G. Band comes in. All right. Gets heavy there. So now you have a lot of the same chords. Get the music, follow the progression. I'm teaching you the chords. All right. And basically what happens, you're following a lot of those same chords, same progression. We're gonna talk about the chorus in a moment. Remember, you have a couple solos here. So over the solo, your solo is more like it's more like the beginning. Okay? Your solo becomes more like the beginning. You have this. You have this again. And that's the dobro solo going over that, all right? So we'll take a look. We're going to run over to the chorus, and I'm going to show you the chorus chords here. We shall take a look. Now, on your chorus, you're going to go to this C chord here. It's a C chord. Keep kind of the same rhythm, all right, throughout the rest of the song. So I have this. Excuse me, I got this going on. There's my C chord to a D. We're going to try to keep the C. Here's your chorus chord. C. 2, 3, 4 to the D. 2, 3, 4. A minor. G, A. Your choice of G, I like this. A, to the D. Running over the same old ground. Back to a C. We found A minor. To a G. All right, so we're going to strum that rhythm essentially the same on the chorus. So I have this, right? Minor. Dobro solo after that, okay? So once again on the chorus, we have this. Ready? 3, go. Then you have a dobro solo. So remember, your progression here, your progression is very similar throughout the whole song. It's just a matter of where am I going to put everything, okay? So how am I going to do the rhythm? So briefly, I'm going to go over the verse, the rhythm again, that I want you to play in the verse. And again, we have this. We want 1. That rhythm. Ba, da, 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 da. Again, right? All right. So, again, we have the rhythm here going on. And check out the solo for you folks that are, you're watching this. And check out the solo that I did last week. Now, I'm going to zoom out. I'm going to play the whole thing in a moment. All right. I'll take it from the beginning. I'm going to play the whole song. And we should be on our way, all right? So, yes, I have some notes here. I definitely have some notes. Okay? We're going to take it from the edge. All right, I'll put on the looper and we'll start playing. I'm going to zoom out here. Hopefully you're enjoying this and you can hear everything pretty good. And we shall see what happens here. Hi, I'm back over here again. And some background interference there. Hopefully you could hear everything again. All right, we got up and running here. Apologize for some of those things. All right, here we go. You hear everything in the... We're ready. 1, 2, 3, and... Solo. Okay, so what happens at the end, he follows that progression. He does the chorus. Then he follows that progression, that E minor, G, E minor, G, E minor, A7, E minor, A7. All right, we got through. We had some technical difficulties in the beginning. All kinds of issues going on tonight. But I got through it. Thanks for joining. Who's it? Tune Boss? And thanks for joining if you're still watching. Sage, S-A-D-G-E. I will check those out. I will get back to you. What's my favorite Rammstein song? Glad you joined. I don't know. I don't know who Rammstein is, but I shall check them out. Probably a new group, which is fine. Unless this person's just making something up. Other people, they write in stuff, and none of it's true. It's funny. But I'm not saying you are. Okay. I shouldn't say that. I'm sure you're not trying to throw some goofs on me. But anyway, stay tuned for next week. I'm not exactly sure what I'm doing yet. We have so many different segments going on here. And I hope you enjoyed this. And please sign up for some of my video courses, Play Like a Pro courses, all right? Pure Beginning Guitar course. If you're a beginner and you're watching this, it's an excellent course. You download it, it's $30. You have it, have it for the rest of your life. Or my life, whatever. And it has, backing tracks. It's very thorough. I have zoom-ins, all kinds of things. All right. I also have a sequence. It goes into sequence. I have the beginning blues guitar course, and then I have a midway blues guitar course, which is a great follow-up to those two. If you're a ukulele player, we also have the pure beginning ukulele course. I plan to do more on these in the future. I don't know exactly when, but remember, Play Like a Pro video courses on String Sound Studios. Do me a favor, buy me some picks if you're watching. You go on our website, somewhere on there. Tell you can find it, okay? Probably on the live stream section. And you can donate a couple dollars. That would be great. I really appreciate that. $2, whatever, $3, whatever. Thousands of dollars. I do this for free, and I enjoy doing it, and you learn from it, okay? And we all learn. All right. Contact us on all our social media, String Sound Studios contact form, whatever you like. And remember, folks, okay, remember to do this. And Instagram, you guys always switch over to YouTube. You can watch these again. And we're going to do remember to do this if you're watching on anything else but Instagram.
Play like a pro at String Sound Studio.